All right, check this story out. So, a South Korean ethics teacher at a middle school has been convicted of child abuse and sentenced to 10 months in prison, and he has had his teaching license suspended for 5 years after he shamed a 9th grade student in front of the entire class.
By eating an octopus?
No, so this is what happened. The teacher, who's only being referred to as A,
Mr. On. Mr. On?
The underwear?
Yeah.
On fam?
So he had asked the class to spend their time reading. And then that's when this student, he pulled out, or like he ended up borrowing from a neighboring classmate this light manga novel by his Japanese author. And apparently in the novel, like there were like
Perverted
illustrations. Well, not real. I mean, there were illustrations of girls wearing skimpy bathing suits, and so that's when the teacher pulled the student to the front of the classroom, scolded him for reading this racy manga, and then
horny pervert!
he accused him.
I'ma keep it. I'ma confiscate it and keep it.
I'ma have to do the research on this motherfucker.
Yeah, so then he accused him of looking at pictures of naughty girls in bikinis. And so for his punishment, he made him do push-ups in front of everyone in the entire class for 20 minutes.
That's not creative.
What a good workout.
For punishment, tomorrow you're gonna be coming in here in a bikini.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
That's a better punishment.
That is. And everybody's gonna look at you. You wanna be sexual harasser? All right.
He might have got praised by like the feminist community.
Yeah, if he did that.
Yeah.
But instead, he's like, everybody do push-ups and here's a protein shake.
He's working them out and shit.
He's also the PE teacher.
Wait, who got mad then?
So what ended up happening,
Wow, that's crazy.
this escalates really quickly, okay? So prepare yourselves.
Yeah.
So when the ethics class was over, that's when all his classmates went out to the schoolyard for PE. But that's when the humiliated student stayed behind. He scribbled a message in his ethics textbook, and that was the last thing he did before jumping from the 5th floor, killing himself.
Wait, so he did push-ups for 20 minutes and he hated working out that much?
This is what he wrote. He said, "I don't want to live anymore. Thank you for giving my colleagues a perfect excuse to tease and bully me. You don't even know what light novels are. It's a whole subculture, but you don't care. How do you know they're inappropriate? I know I'm not without fault in this, but you have violated my privacy and I feel completely humiliated. Please don't scold." The classmate who lent him the book. And that was all he wrote, and he ended up jumping. So this was the note.
Shit.
What he scribbled on his textbook.
On such a cute textbook
And
too.
look so happy.
Oh my God.
And then this is CCTV footage of him going up to the
How old is he?
They said 9th grade.
Super
That's like-
emotional.
He had to have been dealing with other things.
Yeah, that's
Like that was just a fucking trigger point right there.
Yeah.
Because like I've had teachers that were like that where I've gotten in trouble and I've had my, it was in sex ed too. It was, but our sex ed teacher was my wrestling coach, so I had to do push-ups for like talking.
Did he wrestle you in front of the class?
We've this is kind of after that hearing that, but we would like during tests he would come in like we would just start wrestling.
Yeah,
But that's like a playful relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Public shaming.
he was the wrestling coach and PE teacher, so that was a form of like if you fuck up, we're doing push-ups. So he did that to everyone.
Yeah.
But it's like to do with that and like I don't know how that culture is from in South Korea.
Yeah, I don't know how it is now, but I don't know. I mean, I don't live and grow up there, but I know that it's pretty common, like, to punish kids and shame them like this if they're breaking rules and
I also
stuff.
know it's a super high stress environment because even my cousin who's younger than me, all of the high schools and junior highs that are tall, they have like this netting that's around the top because people do jump, and then during finals week they lock the doors so people can't go to the roof.
Why would they keep them unlocked in the first place?
I guess there's just not as much stress or something.
Seoul and Tokyo are competing as highest suicide rates.
Damn.
Yeah, so it's like whatever environment they're growing up in, it's stressful as fuck.
I just wanted to reach out to him and be like, bro, there's so much to life like good pussy. Like,
You don't have to stare at the drawn versions of it.
Like,
There's
bro,
gonna be
you're
the real
ninth
one.
grade right now.
But to get called out for that at that age is embarrassing.
I know, but you're
And
so
you-
stressed.
that, like-
You're so stressed out. Just wait till you release it in a cream pie, bro. Fuck, dude.
Yeah, but it's like imagine you go up to Isaac and you're like, "Yo, you've been jacking off." He'll freak out. But then if you ask me, I'll be like, "Yeah, like."
And everything, like I feel like your image in that time is like everything, right?
I got made fun of jacking off in 8th grade. And I was like,
By a
fuck
teacher?
you, it feels good. Yeah.
By a teacher?
No,
Your
by my friend.
student?
No, because like,
The
okay,
classmate?
my friend was talking about jacking off, so I tried it. And then I told them I tried it, and then other people heard it. They're like, you jack off? And I'm like, yeah, it felt fucking good. And then like, yeah, I remember one time we were at his house, and he let me borrow his porno, and he went to one room, I went to the other room, and we fucking had a beat-off party. And we were
Weird.
bragging about it to our friends, like, damn, that was really fun. And then they're like, oh, you fucking jack off? And I'm like, what do you mean, it feels good?
Where did you bust at your friend's house?
I know.
Behind the couch.
You just wiped it on everything.
I honestly used to just dry heave, because I was so young, nothing came out, just like fucking...
Yeah.
A liquid.
Yeah, it was like spit.
That's fucking
Like clear
gross.
spit.
I miss those days.
I don't know,
You
man.
have to
I,
clean up after yourself.
I felt offended that they were judging me when they didn't know the pleasures. It's
They were
like-
too young to even know.
Well, they probably knew. They were just embarrassed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like
It's projection.
Wait, 6th grade or 5th grade? No, 8th grade. I don't know. I was.
In 8th grade, you didn't jack off? That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was beginning of junior high or at the end of junior high.
Well, back to this. So it
Does
turns
teacher
out.
feel bad or?
Glad you asked, Barks, because that's actually the thing I was about to say. Because they're saying that it turns out that this teacher had shown no regret for his actions and instead blamed the boy's family for letting him read books like that at school.
He doubled down on that
Yeah.
shit.
Wow.
He also defended his previous record, telling the court that in all his years of teaching at the school, Kim, which is the boy that killed himself, was the first one to have taken his own life after.
He goes, last time I made this boy go 40 minutes push-ups. And look, they all became doctors.
So this whole story sparked a heated debate on South Korean social media, with people either praising the judge and
What did the judge give him?
Oh, the thing that the 5
sentence.
years of no, like the license suspend, 10 months in prison.
Oh shit.
He was convicted of child abuse, so they were praising the judge, and other people were saying that that he didn't really do anything wrong, and this also sets a dangerous precedent for other teachers that are going to be too afraid to discipline or scold
Yeah.
their
I think
students.
that's good though. I think that whole culture that they have is like, yeah, it leads to a lot of success, but they probably aren't happy because they also have that the high suicide rate.
But what did the teacher do though?
But it's like-
Because the culture is the academic culture, right? Where they feel like if they don't test from elementary school to junior high to a good junior high to a good high school, they're a failure.
Yeah.
Which is outside of the teacher's hands. If the teacher beat the shit out of someone, or like, I mean, I don't know what the teacher said. He might have roasted the fuck out of him,
Yeah.
but
But I think that it's hard to change from the big perspective if you start small and like the teachers are like, you don't have to discipline them that hard. It slowly like changes how the kids are.
Because we
Or
evolved
public
here,
shaming.
like, you know, I remember in my brother's generation, the teachers still hit the kids. Like they would, and then they would paddle kids here and all that stuff. And then teachers don't hit kids now, but the kids are
I
growing
don't
up
know
all
if it's a
fucked
matter
up.
of like being physical with them. I think it's more of the fact that
they
like
call
this is-
them out.
the calling out and then
humiliation.
humiliation part is I think is a big one, because in his suicide note he was saying, you don't even know what these things are, you don't understand
So he
it.
didn't try to
feel
understand.
validated, and I only know how to say this shit because of my own therapy, right?
Yeah.
But it's like he didn't feel validated, he didn't feel
The
like
big thing that he
heard.
started with was like, now I'm gonna be made fun of for the rest of my life. That's what he's thinking at the
But
moment.
I think
when he comes up.
it actually, so to me when I read it, it sounded like, what did he say? Thank you for giving my colleagues a perfect excuse to tease and bully me. I feel like they had already been teasing and bullying.
Like, he didn't have
and
any
this
friends
just,
to
like,
begin
made
with.
It
But
worse.
But it made it worse, like to the point where he, like, if any light that he saw that he could get out of this teasing, it was gone.
Yeah, it's like
Man, I
don't
wish I was a fucking classmate. If he had hentai fucking manga, I would have been his friend, dude. I mean, he might have had one friend because he borrowed the manga.
Yeah,
from
that's
me.
probably his one friend. He protected that kid. He was
Yeah,
like,
he said,
don't
"Don't
scold him, and fuck all the other kids, and fuck you, teacher.
So it seems like the solution they're looking for is if a kid does fuck up, whatever, instead of chastising them in front of everyone, maybe he could take them to the side. Hey,
then
like,
chastise them.
yeah, or like, but then at least, and try to understand, like, hey, what is this book? Because to me, this
That's
looks
the healthy
shady.
way of doing it, but it seems like they're used to the unhealthy way, or at
Just
least
shaming,
for this
publicly
particular.
shaming.
For that one teacher.
Yeah.
Because it's
You
like,
know.
Yeah.
if you do try to change that, like the problem that we have in America is obesity, right? But now because we don't find proper ways to fix it or start in a way to actually help and educate people more, what we have is the people that are like, hey, it's okay to be fat. It's okay to do this. And now you're getting this whole other dynamic where if you don't start from a good place and like even maybe start small, that they're gonna constantly be doing that. So if you're constantly like your example is good. Like now one step is to take it off to the side or completely lowering that. But now like you're saying, was it your cousin or your friend?
My cousin, yeah.
They had the high stakes, so they had to put the netting around. But if they didn't have the high stakes, maybe they would be a little more relaxed. So say you got like a C on your grade in South Korea, for you, you're like a failure. And now you deem yourself as a failure your whole life, and that drives you to commit suicide.
Yeah.
If they all kind of did that, they'll probably all still be super successful, but the death rate would go down like crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe the teacher's thinking, shit, maybe I should have done jumping jacks. It's the push-ups, man. It's just the fucking push-ups.
Yeah, it's the fucking push-ups.
Because you know what I mean by that is like if they don't have a solution and that's all they know, I guarantee you the teacher went through worse as a kid. Because I know their generation, my dad's generation, they would get fucked up physically.
Well, the teacher showed no regret. He's probably thinking,
I didn't do anything wrong.
He's probably thinking, I'm doing
Pretty
so
much what
much
he
easier.
said by that statement of like all these years of me being like this and this is the one student. Like he's probably thinking.
Yeah, he's probably thinking, you know what I had to go through? Because that's what a lot of, people do is they go, well, I'm better than what my parents used to do, so, but it still doesn't make it right.
Yeah.
I just think they're kind of more militaristic, just the culture, right? It's still there. Where this is a military punishment. You fucked up, do 20 push-ups.
And that's probably also how they're taught to discipline as like academic teachers.
Yeah, they're not taught to, hey, how did you feel about that? Fuck that.
And
no
they were
time for feelings.
They were a war-torn country not too long ago. So I mean that.
Well, I'm
that
sure the
military
standards
thing,
have changed over time too. I mean, it's changed enough to the point where the teacher can be reprimanded, right? Because if this happened even here, like what 30 years ago, the teacher might not get in trouble at all compared to now.
Your mom was looking for teachers to beat your ass.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
You're looking.
Was she calling?
Do you beat children? No? Okay, bye.
Yeah, when we went to look for after school academies, like we went to Kwan, we went to like, she was literally talking to the principal and like, hey, do you guys beat the kids if they fuck up here? And then she'd be like, oh, fucking pussies. And we'll just go from.
It's so funny because the principals are probably
one?
like trying to hide it, like, no, we don't. And she's like, what? You don't? Oh.
Why not just hire a private tutor
I know.
to
But
beat your ass?
she finally found one. Oh, I don't know. She finally found one.
Just as crazy as her?
Yeah.
Goes, yes, we do. Let me show you my paddle. You see, this is one. We have this one here. Take your pick.
Sure found a coach, a high school coach that wanted to make some extra money on the side. He had to be a tutor.